All right, boom, guys, we're back. Listen, I thought I'd touch on a subject which everyone comes to me about, right? They're coming to me about diet, eating. So we're going to talk about this again. And essentially, I'll just break down exactly how I figured this out over the years. So I've found out. So this is what I found out, right? I found out that if you don't eat enough protein, your performance goes down significantly, right? And I'll expand on exactly how much and how I found out about this. So essentially, right, in the military, you have field exercises. By the way, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's so much value being spilled in here. My name is Nikolai. I've been in the army for like last 6 years, whatever, right? And what I noticed, because you have all these field exercises that happen, and you eat this and you eat that, right? And so I've trained consistently for the last decade, right? And even through the military, even after field exercises. I mean, even during field exercise, we were doing push-ups sometimes. So for me, it's very easy to. I've come to a point where it's very easy for me to see when something is off, because it's a very good baseline of, hey, I know what happens, I know my body, I know, okay, this and that and this and that, right? And so essentially, when it came to like training and performance in relation to the field exercises, you get all these, of course, you're fatigued, you're not drinking enough, all these factors, right? But one factor that also came into play, because you're out there for, days, weeks, if not, right? One factor that I noticed with these field rations, the foods you get, is that there's not enough protein, right? And so you look at the food and of course the rations are good food, but what you see all the stuff that is in there, there's fats, right? I mean, some of the fat that is in there is actually quite good. You have some peanut butter and some stuff like that. But I took my experience from that, and then I applied that to real life. Maybe some days when I didn't get enough protein, and like the feeling when going in the weight room or doing any sort of sports, and just like the muscles themselves, the feeling of all that, I felt so much weaker. And so I found out, essentially through experience, that the most important and critical thing for performance, right? I'm not talking about energy consumption, like ATP and carbohydrates and loading for competition. I'm talking about just strength and feeling strong and being strong, getting back into training quickly. Let's say you're having some days off and you want to get back into that same state that you were. If you want to get back to that quickly, protein is your go-to. And protein should always be your go-to. This is like where it happens. And, I can say, I can talk days about the vegans and all that, right? I think they're wrong. But, you do you, whatever, I don't really care. You're not affecting me. I'm going to keep eating meat, right? Like, meat and proteins, it makes such a big difference. My God, it makes a big difference. I swear to God, like everyone, like I know out here, right? We barely eat any carbs. And everyone performs at a really, really high level. And you can say, I could go on this about, the effect on the mind and stuff. I just feel really good when enough protein is in my diet. And when it's not enough protein, I feel lethargic. Okay? Maybe you've experienced the same. Maybe you're experiencing the same now. Try adding in and making sure that you're getting enough protein. But also for like strength and feeling energized and being able to lift a weight, take a few days off, and go back and still feel the same weight, being almost at least equally as easy to lift. I think that comes down to protein, just from experience, right? And so I tell everyone, okay, because this question always comes up, okay, so if protein is so important, Nico, how much protein do we eat, right? And so for the case of protein, right? You heard this, that protein, if you eat too much, you just piss it out. Oh my God, this and that and this and that. And if you eat not too much protein, it's bad for your kidneys. Okay, number one, I'm going to say this, and this goes for almost anything, right? I'd rather get enough of something and piss it out than lack, right? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't anyone, right? Even if it's like just above what you should have or shouldn't have, right? I'd still rather piss some of it out and actually optimize and get swole, then sit there and be like, oh my God, be careful, and then see reduced gains. I want to do that because now I'm optimizing, right, for performance. And like, it's not going to kill me. It's not like we're doing any bad drugs here. We're just make this because this goes for like supplements too, right? Maybe I'm above daily average for doses, right? You know, for the averages and stuff too. You can't base your whole thing on averages because we're so different, right? Me and this 80-year-old grandma do not need the same amount of supplements. I need more. Look at me, right? I'm a muscle maniac, a freak, right? So are you, and so will you be, right? If you train like I do. By the way, there's a link down in the description if you want to train with me. You know, I'll train you, I'll make you jacked in just 12 weeks, lean you out, build more muscle, get faster, more endurance. Check the link out. So when it comes to the point of averages, right? Always strive, just from my experience, always strive to be on top of that average, okay? If you want to perform at the peak, be on top of that average, always. And so I'd rather piss some of it out than lack anything, right? So that's number one. Number two, when it comes to protein, there's actually like the studies, and I hate referencing studies. Honestly, I hate referencing studies because I rather just take from my own experience because I know. Like then I know at least like 100% that this works, right? Because I've done something, I repeated it. Okay, now we have like something that we can, you know, base this off and use into the future. With studies, it's like you read something and I mean, like with any study, like you have to read it and take it with a grain of salt and actually apply it to your own life. But hey, I've applied what I've seen from the studies, right? Having way too much protein and, you know, not way too much protein, but a lot of protein. So much protein that people go like, what the hell, right? And it has done so much for me, just having a lot of protein in my diet. And what these studies say is that unless you have kidney issues already, then like eating so much protein that you couldn't even imagine is no problem. The only problem arises when there already existing kidney issue there. And so if that's you, then hey, be careful. Why? You know, I'm not a doctor, so hey, I'm not going to go there and tell you to do this, right? If you have issues already, you should, you know, go to someone else. I'm not going to scan your kidneys, right? I don't have like some glasses to scan your kidneys. I wish I did, right? What the hell does that even mean? Scan your kidneys. Anyways, having more protein than the average and way above like whatever some, you know, nutritional experts say. Listen, you know what's funny? You know what's funny about these nutritional experts? They don't look like shit. They don't look like absolute dog shit. I saw this video the other day of this, you know, this old hag of a woman, and she talked about how the best proteins was soy. Guys, soy is death. Okay, if there's something you cannot eat, it's soy. Okay, it absolutely kills your testosterone. It tanks it. Do not eat soy, for God's sake. For like, if there's something to do, up your protein and make sure that anything you eat does not contain soy, and your testosterone will spike too, and your muscle will get bigger. You'll get, you know, more hard-ons. Wake up in morning wood every day, and your girlfriend will be happy. Okay. Now I've laid out essentially, because I'm going to give you the secret recipe for protein. Okay. Maybe you heard this actually. Arnold Schwarzenegger, his protein thing is like 1 pound of 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I say more. Okay. I say even more. I think absolutely everyone, unless you're like a kid, should aim for 200 plus grams, okay? 200 plus grams, Nico, you're crazy. No, I'm not. Look at me. Now, I'm going to explain, because this can be something difficult for some people, but I'm going to lay out essentially, like, if you can get this food during the day, you're set at 200. And so, I'm going to put this up for you right now, okay? So, essentially, right, eggs. How much protein is in an egg? Okay, so I've taken like some averages on these type numbers. So for one egg, it's like around 6 grams of protein, right? Can we get 10 eggs in a day? Yes, we can. That's not difficult. If you need to eat them raw, no problem, okay? Eating raw eggs, just chugging them, is no problem. But get 10 eggs at least. This will do wonders for your testosterone as well. Hopefully you guys can see this. Can you guys see this? You can see this. All right. Now, chicken, okay? Per 100 gram of chicken, lean chicken, right? Chicken breast, then we have like 20 to 23 grams of protein. This protein in chicken is really nice because it has it's leucine, the amino acid called leucine, which is really, really important for muscles, right? So you need that, you need chicken. This is why vegans lose in the end, because they don't get enough of this. And I'll say this too, like, the reason why the vegan stuff and lentils and all this stuff is because, like, in proteins, there's these amino acids, right? Proteins are built up of certain stuff, and in, like, all these green proteins, right? You don't get enough of the amino acids, like the better ones, you know, the good stuff that you get in like chicken. All right, so we want to get chicken and like beef, which is here, right? I'm not a fan of pork, honestly. I'm not a fan of pork because pork, like pigs are disgusting animals. So I eat a little bit of bacon sometimes, but I try to avoid the pork chops and stuff. It's not my thing, really. I'm not gonna say I'm completely avoid it, but I really don't like pork. Like I think, you know, let's see. So chicken, digression, right? Chicken, right? 20 to 23 grams per 100 grams of chicken. So if you can get 250 grams of chicken, that's like a chicken breast and a half. That's nothing. Pair that with some broccoli and you're set for a meal. Then we get 52.5 grams of protein, right? I've taken 21 times it by 2.5 and gotten 52.5. That's a good measurement. So we have a lot of protein already. Then we go to minced beef, 14%. Okay, this stuff tastes absolutely amazing, okay? Amazing stuff. Minced beef. What you can even do is you can take this minced beef, you can add a few eggs into it. I made a video when I first started my YouTube channel about like the craziest gorilla meal. I'll put the annotation right here. You can go check out that meal. That meal will absolutely skyrocket your testosterone, okay? It will make you jacked. Look at that, okay? You can eat that twice a day and you can see progress. It's that easy. There's a lot of fat in it too, but good fat. So minced beef, like 40% fat. That means this is like the regular packet of like minced beef you usually get. So there's 14 to 16 grams of protein in there, usually, per 100 gram. And so if you eat a packet of that, like 400 grams, which really isn't that much, it looks like a lot when you have the packet, but once you start to like render down that fat, it's not really that much meat. So that's really, really easy to eat. That's like a post-workout meal, a big post-workout meal, for example. That's 60 grams of protein, right? And so we go along. Now we have like, this is going to be 1 meal, 2 meal, and 3 meal. 3 meals for the day, right? If you guys want to get this stuff, you can pop in 3 meals like that. You can mix this up as you want, right? For example. But also supplementing with whey protein. I think everyone should do it. Honestly, I think everyone should do supplementation with whey protein. There's tons of different brands out there. So if you're worried about the organic stuff, if you're worried about that, sure, go ahead, get that stuff. Maybe it's a bit more expensive, but hey, the most important thing you can do for your health is to invest in it, okay? That's the most important thing you can do. Health is number one, all right? Then it's like social stuff, like family, and then comes money, okay? Health is always number one, priority. If you don't have good health, you have a shit life. Easy as that. So supplementing with protein, like just one scoop is usually like 25 grams of protein. We end up with a total of 197.5. 197.5 grams of protein, right? So we're just sub 200 with this. And I mean, if you just add like a bite more, you're basically above 200 and you're hitting 200, which is easy. So like I could have just put some like crazy numbers in here, like, hey guys, it's this easy to like 250 grams of protein, but I wanted to keep this realistic for you guys, right? Because I'm a complete madman when it comes to this. So I could have said like, yeah, just eat 20 eggs, right? And you get this, right? But hey, come on, let's try and keep it a little bit, you know, applicable to you guys, right? Who may not be as screwed up in the head as me. So this, right, will be 197.5 grams of protein. This is a really, really good way to go about it. Now just add in a little bit and you're above 200. Amazing stuff, right? Amazing. If you guys need something like really light to eat with this, canned tuna, bro. Canned tuna. Are you kidding me? It doesn't taste that well, though. I swear to God. It doesn't taste that well at all. But, like, if you just use this, you'll, like, recipe, something along the lines of this. Right? You can save this. You can take a screenshot, whatever you need. Take a screenshot of this. You see this? Good man. Right, so this is like 197, like 200 grams protein. You'll feel amazing. It's that simple, really. So that's essentially what I tell everyone to do. It's done tons for me. Just get enough protein in. You feel energized, you feel vitalized. Your muscle will feel hard and strong. That's always good. Yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. Go out there and get that protein, okay? Whatever it takes. I swear to God, you need dedication. And I'll tell you this, guys. When it comes to like counting calories and stuff, you don't have to count calories. But again, like this, counting protein is super beneficial. Super beneficial. And at least, like, if you just count protein for a while, it's super easy to just gauge, like, hey, I'm eating, like, okay, I ate 10 eggs, okay, that's 60, blah, 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 blah. And suddenly you're like, you don't even need to write down anything down. You just know that, okay, boom, 200 protein hits. Amazing, right? Amazing. I myself, I strive towards 250 grams of protein, much, like, even better than that, right? That's so, yeah, go ahead and try this, check it out, see how you feel. Comment down below. Make sure to subscribe, guys, okay? This is absolutely, like, golden nuggets of information. I swear to God. All right, hope you guys have a great evening. Take care, and God bless.